John L. Sturtevant was born in Delavan, Wisconsin at the tail end of the Civil War on March 18, 1865, the youngest child of Charles and Amanda Sturtevant. Charles was considered one of the founding settlers of Delavan, working as a wheelwright and partner with the village blacksmith. When John was 14 and still attending school, he began an apprenticeship in 1879 with the Delavan Republican newspaper, serving as a printer's boy for 50 cents a week. This role meant John worked mainly as a gopher for the printers, loading ink and learning to set type. But it also gave him an informal education on the basics of writing and journalism. After graduating from Delavan High School 2 years later, the newspaper business was in his blood, and he left Delavan to start his career. John moved to Stillwater, Minnesota to become, at the age of 16, the plant foreman for the Stillwater Daily Sun, its first daily newspaper. A year later, he took a reporting role with the St. Paul Pioneer Press for 3 years, then joined the Chicago Daily Globe for another 4 years. In both roles, he gathered more and more experience. In late 1889, armed with a solid printing and reporting experience, John bought an interest in the Waupaca, Wisconsin weekly newspaper, the Waupaca Post, becoming its editor and publisher. John met Waupaca native Nellie Chesley, and they married on November 27, 1890. 4 children, Mary, Josephine, John, and Helen, followed. Time passed, finding John leading the Waupaca Post for 18 years. But John's appetite to work again on a daily newspaper lured him to Wausau. At the time, there were 2 daily newspapers, the Wausau Record and the Wausau Herald. John, along with other investors, purchased the 2 papers, merging them into one daily newspaper, the Wausau Record Herald, publishing its first issue on December 1, 1907. When John began publishing the newspaper, it was made up of only 4 pages. He promptly started making changes thanks to his rich professional experience. The early years of the Wausau Record Herald under John's leadership set the tone for its strong growth and journalistic integrity, following standards not usually found in small city newspapers. He led the Wisconsin Daily Newspaper League from 1918 to 1920 and served as a vice president of the Associated Press from 1920 to 1921. It was noted in several sources that John was the first small-town publisher to hold that position. Downtime in the summer found John fishing for trout or golfing, and during the winter, curling. He was a Mason and member of the Elks Club, and the family lived at 609 Franklin Street. Nellie passed away on July 1, 1922, when she was 53 years old. John never retired, working until the day before he died at the age of 74. He suffered a heart attack as he was preparing to leave his house and go to the office, dying a day later, May 17, 1939. He is buried at Pine Grove Cemetery in Wausau. Junior Achievement of North Central Wisconsin is proud to present John L. Sturtevant as a 2024 Champion of Business.